Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Movie review. Same kind of different as me. You obviously know that because you clicked on it. But what is it about, you may ask? Well, I'm going to read it to you just so I don't mess it up. An international art dealer, Ron Hall, must befriend a dangerous homeless man in order to save his struggling marriage to his wife, a woman whose dreams will lead all three of them on a journey of their lives. So, alright, doesn't tell you a whole lot there, but starring Greg Kinnear and Renee Zellweger. John Voight is in it. IMDb has it at a 6.2. Rotten Tomatoes, the critics 38%, but the audience likes it at 90%. So, who knows? I think it's a faith-based movie. I don't know that for sure. It's made by PureFlix, so I have it paused up there on the screen. That's why I know that, and they are mostly known for making faith-based movies. So there's always a good lesson to be learned in these types of movies. So I'm going to check it out, and I'll check in from time to time. I'll let you know how it's going. Found this one on Redbox. So Redbox every now and again releases films I haven't heard of. This is one of those. So I'm going to get into it, and I'll be back. So stick around. Hey everybody. I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Same Kind of Different as Me. We're at the 56-minute and 14-second mark. Real quick before I get into the synopsis, Renee Zellweger, as I said, was in it, and I'm waiting for her to come out. Waiting when Greg Kinnear's wife comes walking out, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's not Renee. Then she starts talking, and I'm like, that is Renee Zellweger. Didn't even recognize her. Dark hair. It's hard to tell it was her. I mean, now, after watching it for almost an hour, you see it. But initially, I was like, I didn't even recognize her at all. But anyway, she plays his wife. And as I mentioned, he's an art dealer. They've been married for about 20 years, and he steps out on her. You know, the lingo, yeah. So he evidently had a mistress or something like that. So that they were at a crossroads there, but she decided to give him another chance. And so part of them getting back together, they're building their relationship together, is she volunteers at a mission, I believe, or a shelter for homeless people. And she, you know, pulls him along with her. So now they're both doing it together. Their son comes along, all this kind of stuff. And that's where they meet this, the homeless man that was mentioned in the synopsis. So he's homeless. And you know, she's been having dreams about him, and so she feels that there's some sort of connection between her and him somehow, some way. But she starts encouraging her husband, Greg Kinnear, Ron Hall's character is, whatever, to reach out to him and try and you know, connect with him. And the man's very violent. So in the first scene, he smashes a window with a bat. He's yelling at people because they stole his shoes, and then Greg pulls up in his car. The guy smashes a window, tells him to get along, but he remains persistent and continues to try and connect with this guy, and now he does. So he has connected with him a little bit. He asks them to be friends, and you know, it's a funny exchange there. He's talking about you know, like, well, I'll think about if I want to be your friend or not. You know, because you're not really sure where this guy is mentally. And then he starts talking about it. He's like, you know, I hear, and he's black. And he's like, I hear you white people do something very strange when you go fishing. I think you call it catch and release. That struck me as funny. He's like, I can't trust anybody who fishes and sends it back into the water or something like that. That was funny. But so now he's still trying to connect and you know, find out about him, his past, his family, and everything like that. And he's telling his story. The man's name is Denver. That's right. So his name is Denver. So he's telling the story of his youth and how he's growing up, and you know, the struggles that he went through as a black man, which seems to be like it was in like the 50s, you know, maybe 40s or 50s. So I'm not sure what time the present in this movie is taking place. So that's throwing me off a little bit. I haven't been able to figure that out. But you know, all the racial things that he went through as a child, you know, his poor upbringing. And they haven't explained yet why he's homeless, but they're leaning towards that. So that's what's really going on right here. They're starting that relationship, and we're learning more about his past. They've already built up Ron Hall, Greg Kinnear's character, into what he's about. He's also writing a book. So there's right in the beginning, he goes to a house to write this book, and that's what he's doing. He's narrating him writing the book, but looking back on his relationship with his wife, and then finding this homeless man and connecting with him. So it's a little bit complex there. That's why I wanted to jump in here. I thought it was earlier in the film. I wanted to start to explain it because I didn't want to have too much, and I'd lose track of everything, and it would be too much to take in. So that's where we are. I don't want to go on any further. I think you got a good idea of the synopsis. I think there's going to be a little bit more I'm going to have to tell you, because we don't know really what's going on. What's going on with this homeless man? How does he interact with the family here? They're very rich, of course, and what does that result in? So I don't know. I'll stop right there. But now you got a good idea what this movie's about, and I'll check back in, maybe even before the credits. I don't know. You wait and you see, and I'll be back. Thanks. Hey everybody, we're at the credits here. So, good movie. I'm trying to think of a way to continue to explain it to you without giving spoilers, so I definitely don't want to do that. But where I think I left you off was they were building the relationship between Greg Kinnear's character and Denver, the homeless man that he had met, and learning a little bit about him. So it creates some depth in his character, and I think that's pretty good. But the real movie is centered around Debbie, which is Greg Kinnear's wife, and Renee Zellweger, the actress, is playing that. So she, as I had mentioned, gets him involved in helping the homeless, going to this mission and doing different things. And she has been having dreams about Denver, and has that connection there, and she's encouraging Greg Kinnear, his character, to reach out to him and kind of build a relationship there, and that's what's really going on. And I think without going too much into detail, because I don't want to give you anything really. I mean, I think the question that is posed here essentially is, why do bad things happen to good people? Is really what this is all about. Now, the best part about this film, I forgot to tell you this, it's based on a true story. You know how I like it when we have films based on a true story, and they show the real people at the end with the comments underneath. So I like that kind of stuff, and it is a really good, powerful movie. Not one for my wife, because I think she would cry a little bit, because there's a little emotion involved in this movie. So, and it is faith-based. There's obviously references to God throughout this, but it's not heavy. So I don't know what your preference is, and when seeing these types of movie, I don't think it's over the top faith-based. There's not a whole lot of mention of religion throughout the film, but it does play a role. But I think it's subtle enough to keep everybody happy, is what I'm trying to say. So, if you're depends on what your cup of tea is. I don't think it's if your cup of tea you don't really like over the top heavy religious movies, this isn't that. So you're okay. And if you don't mind listening to it a little bit, I think it's good. I think it's worthwhile for everybody to check out. I enjoyed it, and it's hard for me to go into any more detail, and I apologize for that, because if on the chance that you're going to watch this, I don't want to ruin any of it for you. I'm on a 7 or an 8 for it, and I think it's worth a look-see, if you will. So check it out. Let me know. Love to hear what your comments are. Did you decide to watch the film because of this, or did you already see it and you agree or disagree with my comments? All that stuff, and hit the like button, whatever. Hopefully you tuned in, made it this long. I appreciate you watching Kimmel's Irish Pub. Alright, see ya.